Hi, I'm Jenny, and our team here at Hill House Creative has pulled together 15 of our favorite fonts to share with you. I'm going to kick it off with my favorite font, Gotham. Gotham is a geometric sans serif font inspired by architectural signs of the mid-20th century. It's from the Heffler & Company Type Foundry. It's my go-to font when I'm looking for something other than Helvetica. It has a large font family, so it's very flexible and easy to use for projects that require a lot of type. Another one of my favorite fonts is Museo. It's a semi-slab serif. Say that 3 times fast. I consider this font when I'm looking for a serif font with a little bit of quirkiness. The family itself includes slab, sans, and the semi-slab serif, so there are a lot of options when you're setting your type. It's also a geometric font, and it's highly legible, so it makes it a good option for display and body copy. Baskerville is a popular classic font. It's extremely versatile. You can use it in projects where you're looking for something to come across as professional, or friendly, or even elegant. The italic version is one of my favorites. And like many of my other favorite fonts, it also has a large font family, which gives me the versatility I need when working on projects. Because I'm a fan of Baskerville, it's no surprise that Mrs. Eves is also one of my favorite serif typefaces. Mrs. Eves is a perfect choice when you're looking to bring elegance and femininity to simple text. Because it has such a low X height, it's not a good choice when you're setting large amounts of copy. However, it's the perfect option when you're looking for something like a note card or an invitation to a tea party, even a simple menu. The variations that this font family offers means even if you're working with simple text and simple projects, the outcome is not going to be boring. And the last font in my top 5 is actually rather new to me. I discovered it while watching reruns of Dance Moms with my daughter on Lifetime television. It's the font in Lifetime's new logo, Domain. It's a serif font, and I love the bold, curvaceous, italic version that they use in their logo. Again, like all my other fonts, the Domain family is very large, and there are options that you can use in your projects for body copy as well as display.
Hi, this is Matthew from Hill House Creative, and today I'm going to tell you about my 5 favorite fonts.
Now my first font is Universe. Universe is a sans serif font, and it comes in a whole wide variety of weights, and it's just a very nice, clean, beautiful font. It's a great Helvetica alternative. I think it's a little more modern than Helvetica, and it just has a nice readability, especially at large sizes for like the extra bolds. It'd be really good for billboards, but it's also very versatile. Now my second font is Caslon. Caslon is a serif font, and it falls into a category of fonts that I like to call comfortable and easy to read fonts. Now these kind of fonts, you don't spend too much time looking at the design of the font itself. The font isn't a piece of art so much as it's a functional tool. So you look at the font and you don't really notice it's there, and sometimes that's the best thing. A good design sometimes gets the message across and you don't get lost in the details. And this is one of those fonts that's just very easy and comfortable to read, so you don't get lost in the overall design aspect of the font itself. Now my third font is Avenir. Now Avenir, the word Avenir is French for the future. And it's a very modern looking font, kind of has a little bit of an Art Deco feel, but it's also very clean and easy to read. At large sizes, it has just enough design to make it unique, but at smaller sizes, it looks good and is very legible. So it kind of fits the best of both worlds there. Now my fourth font is Rockwell. Now I like to have in my font repertoire a nice slab serif font, and that's what this is. It's very readable, for a slab serif, but it's not really great for body copy, but this is a good headline font, maybe a subhead font, and it has a nice solidity to it with the slabs. I do think it has a little bit of a grittiness. It's usually when you really want to have something that has a little bit of weight to it, but also maintains some readability. So I really enjoy this font, especially for adding contrast when you have like a nice sans serif regular font. This can add some weight to the page. Now my fifth font choice is one that I'm really excited about. It's called Atkinson Hyper Legible. I mean, it literally says hyper legible in the name. So that kind of tells you what this is all about. This font was created in conjunction with the Braille Institute, which they wanted to create a font that was very legible, especially for people with eyesight disabilities. So it has like a function to it, but that's not even what makes this really cool. What makes it really cool is the fact that it's one of it's not really a serif, it's not really a sans serif, it's not a slab serif, it's actually all three. They actually created this font to be more of a hybrid font, so it has aspects of all three, which what gives it kind of a unique look, but at the same time, for some reason, it makes it super legible. They took aspects of all three of those things and analyzed them and figured out what made those fonts work and pulled those into this one font. So it's kind of like a new type of font, and it was designed for a reason, and it's actually a nice looking font.
Hi, I'm Jimmy. These are some of my favorite fonts.
The reason I love Trade Gothic so much is it's really a very simple, straightforward font, a sans serif font. It will work great as a display font. If you're making a sign, it's perfect. The bold, condensed version is perfect for that. But if you've got a large amount of body copy and you don't know how it's going to fit, switch it over to Trade Condensed 18 and see how much room you have. I've done that many times, and I've learned that Trade Gothic will not only act as a great substitute until you get your font situation figured out, it sometimes will just work for what you're doing.
The reason I like avant-garde Gothic is purely for aesthetic reasons. I think there are only a handful of fonts that are this geometric in nature. It's really fascinating to me how round some of these characters are, most especially the G. That G is a thing of beauty. To me, this is a display font in most cases, but the lighter weights do work okay in cases where you need a body font. There are condensed versions for whenever you need more flexibility. I can see this font a mile away personally. Another font I'm especially fond of is the Den family. This includes Den 1451 and Adobe's URW Den and Den Condensed. I think the first time this font stood out to me was when I saw the jacket design for a Nine Inch Nails record back in the 1990s. But since then, I've come to learn that it's widely used in Europe, on street signage, on license plates, so that's fascinating that it has such a large utilitarian use. There are tons of variations of Den, so this isn't just a display font alone. The reason I love Nutraface so much, as with most of my other font choices, is its distinct quality. I didn't come to know about this font until later on in my career, so I think it's a newer font. I really love how there's a retro feel to the characters. The cap height is absolutely fascinating, very bold, extremely distinct. This font has many family members, so it works for a lot of things, though my first pick would be to use it as a display font. My last font is Minion. I don't tend to gravitate towards serif fonts that much for some reason, but when I do, I know that Minion has a large enough family and enough flexibility and display features that I can depend upon it. It's safe to say this is my go-to body font when I'm working on a larger project. In fact, I'm currently involved in a book project where this is in use as the main body font.
And there you have it, 15 of Hill House Creative's favorite fonts. Did yours make the list? Check out the work section of our website to see these fonts and others in action. Thank you for watching.